Hello everybody, my name is Ravi Prakash Rao, working as a computer lecturer in Government Degree College, Jamigunta. I am going to teach information technology subject. Nowadays, information technology is playing crucial role in all fields. Information technology is the study and use of systems for storing, retrieving, and sending information. This can include software, hardware, applications, and so much more. Much is what people use in the 21st century was created with the help from information technology. Information technology plays an important role in all fields like education, business, healthcare, security, communication, employment, etc. Now first we are going to discuss the role of information technology in education. Using technology, teachers can prepare their students for a future flooded with gadgets, including tablets, mobile phones, computers, and so much. Information technology is helping to prevent more high school and college dropouts as well. The next field is business. In business, with the introduction of information technology, computers, the business world was changed forever. Another field is healthcare. Improvements in information technology have allowed for great reference in healthcare. Next field is security. Information technology is playing role in security also, with so many transactions done online, so much information available online. Information technology make it possible for our online data to stay secure until accessed by the proper channels using passwords and encryption. Information technology hides our personal data. Next one is communication. With improvements in information technology, globalization has increased. The world is browsed closer. Next field is employment. Information technology has also created new jobs, programs, systems, analyzers, hardware and software developers, and web designers. So these are all the fields information technology playing major role. Next, come back to slides. First slide is a computer is a machine that can be instructed to carry out sequence of arithmetic or logical operations automatically via computer programming. A computer is a programmable device that stores, retrieves, and processes data. The term was later given to a mechanical device as they began replacing the human computers. That means computer can store data, retrieve data, and process data. This is the process done by computer. That's why we can define easily computers. A computer is an electronic device that it will takes the data as input data, processing the data, and produces the result by the output data. Okay, input data means what we are giving the data by the keyboard is called input data. Input data is in the form of question. Next, output data means what we require. The data is called output data. Output data is in the form of answer. Next, come back to slide. The computer is an electronic machine which takes data from the user, process the data, gives a specific information, and also store large amount of data information. That means it takes the data from the user. User means who are going to operate the computer. After taking the data can be processed in CPU. Then next, gives a specific information and also stores large amount of data information. We can store a large amount of data or information in computer's memory. So this is the brief description of computers. Okay, next we can go to second slide. Information coding. Information coding is in the form of binary, octal, hexadecimal, decimal, first we can take binary. A binary is a base to number system that is made up of only two numbers, 0 and 1. This number system is the base for all binary codes. Okay, binary is in the form of zeros and ones. Next we can go to octal, the number system whose base is 8 is known as the octal number system. The base 8 means the system uses 80 digits from 0 to 7. Octal is in between 0 to 7. Then next we can go to hexadecimal. The number system whose base is 16. It is a system, is one of the type of number representations technique. That means these are only 16 symbols or possible digit values that are 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, A, B, C, D, E, F, where A, B, C, D, E and F are single bit representations of decimal values 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 respectively. These are all about hexadecimal. Next we can go to decimal. The decimal numerical system is the standard system for denoting integer and non-integer numbers. The numbers we use in everyday life are decimal numbers because they are based on 10 digits, that is 0 to 9. These are all about information coding. Okay, information coding is nothing but from this concept: binary, octal, hexadecimal, decimal. Next we can go to third slide. Next, about keyboard, mouse. Keyboard and mouse are plays important role in information technology or computers. By using keyboard or mouse, we can input the data. Okay, each key for combination of keys of the keyboard sends a code to the computer. By using keyboard, we can send a code to the computers. The code is interpreted and converted to the corresponding ASCII or Unicode number. After we can entering the code, it is going to convert ASCII or Unicode number. Next point is the mouse movements. -1 to 4 detects bytes, vertical and horizontal. Next, mouse buttons. Mouse buttons are in the three ways. First one is clicked, second one is pressed, third one is rolled. We can discuss now briefly separately about keyboard. Now, most interactions with a computer involve using a keyboard and a mouse. The keyboard is a piece of computer hardware. Nothing but it is one of the example for hardware. Keyboard is one of the example for hardware. Used to input text, characters and other commands into a computer. We can enter text or characters or commands into computers by the keyboard. The keyboard allows the user to type letters and numbers. By using keyboards, you can type letters and numbers. Keyboard is an external peripheral device. Keyboard is an external device. The most common kind is called a QWERTY keyboard. QWERTY, QWERTY keyboard. Keyboard is also called QWERTY keyboard. Okay, next we can go to mouse. The mouse is a computer input device to control screen objects. If we want to control screen objects, we can use mouse. The mouse sometimes called pointer. The mouse allows the user to position the cursor, draw and execute program functions by clicking mouse buttons. These are a lot of different styles of mouses, but most have left and right buttons. These are all about keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse plays an important role in information technology. Next, we can go to generations of computers. Generations of computers. The computer has evolved from a large-sized single calculating machine to a small but much more powerful machine. The evaluation of computer to the current stage is defined in terms of the generation of computers. Each generation of computer is designed based on a new technological development, resulting in better, cheaper, and smaller computers that are more powerful, faster, and efficient than their predecessors. Total 5 types of generations of computers. Now we are going to discuss. First, we can discuss first generation computers. The first generation computers period is 1940 to 1956. The first computers used vacuum tubes, sealed glass tube containing a near vacuum, which allows the free passage of electric current for circuitry and magnetic drums for memory. This means the first generation computers are going to take a large space. It has occupied a room. Next point, they were often enormous and taking up entire room. Next point, they were very expensive to operate, and in addition to using a great deal of electricity, generated a lot of heat, which was often the cause of malfunctional defects or breakdown. The first generation computers are very expensive to operate. It has taken a lot of electricity. It has generated a lot of heat. It causes malfunctions, defect or breakdown. The next point, the UNIVAC and ENIAC computers are examples of first generation computers. If you want to manufacturing first generation computers, it is going to take a lot of cost. The examples for first generation computers are UNIVAC and ENIAC. The advantages of first generation computers are it was only electronic device, first device to hold memory. Before invention of first generation computers, there is no machine capable of holding memory. After invention of first generation computers, the first generation computers has the capacity to hold memory. That means it can store the data. Next we can go to second generation computers. Second generation computers period is 1956 to 1963. In second generation computers, transistors replaced vacuum tubes, and we showed in the second generation computers. Second generation plays a crucial role. The transistors were replaced by vacuum tubes. Next point, second generation computers moved from cryptic binary machine language to symbols. It has converted the cryptic binary machine language to symbolic. Next point is high-level programming languages were also being developed at this time, such as early versions of COBOL and Fortran. Second generation computers has designed for high-level programming languages just like COBOL and Fortran. After invention of second generation computers, COBOL and Fortran has played a major role for developing programming languages. These were also the first computers that stored their instructions in this memory. Second generation computers has played a major role. The instructions will be stored in their memory. That means higher level languages, COBOL or Fortran, by doing the programs, it will be stored in the memory. Second generation computers advantages. First point is size reduced considerably. Second point, the very fast. Third point, very much reliable. In also addition, the advantages of the second generation computers are smaller in size as compared to the first generation computers. Second generation computers size is very smaller to first generation computers. That means second generation computers occupy less space compared to first generation computers, because in second generation computers, transistors replaced by using vacuum tubes. Vacuum tubes occupies more space. That's why it takes maximum space. Okay, next point is the second generation computers were more reliable. Next, used less energy and were not heated as much as first generation computers. In first generation computers, the heat has produced a lot. Compared to first generation computers, second generation computers produced less heat comparing to first generation computers. Next point, wider commercial user. By invention of second generation computers, major applications has done for commercial. Next, better portability as compared to the first generation computers. This means it occupies a less space comparing to first generation computers. Better speed and could calculate data in microseconds. In second generation computers, comparing to first generation computers, second generation computers speed is very fast and calculation is also fast, and storage, the instructions is also very large. User faster peripherals like tape drives, magnetic disks, etc. In second generation computers, tape drives, magnetic disks are used. Used assembly language as well as machine language. In second generation computers, both languages as used assembly language and machine language. Accuracy improving comparing to first generation computers. Next, come back to slide disadvantages. They overheated quickly. In second generation computers also, by replacing of transistors, they generated overheated. But comparing to first generation computers, it is little better, less heat comparing to first generation computers. Next point, maintenance problem. Maintenance problem is also very high, but comparing to first generation computers, little bit low. Another disadvantage we can discuss in second generation computers, the cooling system was required. If we want to run the computer, we need cooling. Constant maintenance required. The maintenance also, every time we can constantly check up. Otherwise, it is going to take problems. Commercial production was difficult, only used for specific purpose. Second generation computers also used for specific purpose. Costly and not versatile. If you want to manufacturing second generation computers, the cost is also very high, but little bit low comparing to first generation computers. Punched cards for used for inputs. In second generation computers, the punched cards are used for inputs. Slide third generation computers. Third generation computers period is 1964 to 1971. The development of the integrated circuit was the hallmark of the third generation of computers. Third generation computers were replaced integrated circuits by the hallmark third generation computers. Transistors were replaced by integrated circuits in third generation computers and placed on silicon chips called semiconductors. Instead of punched cards and printouts, users interacted with the third generation computers through keyboards, monitors, and interfaced with an operating system. Comparing to first generation and second generation computers, third generation computers, we have used keyboards, monitors, and interfaces with an operating system. In third generation computers, we have used an operating system. Allowed the device to run many different applications at one time. Okay, next come back to third generation computers. Advantage: ICs are very small in size comparing to transistors. Comparing to transistors, IC's size are very low. Next point, improved performance. By implementing ICs, the computer speed has improved. Speed and storage capacity have improved a lot. Next, production cost cheap. By implementing ICs, the production cost have done much cheaper. After inventing third generation computers, the computers are very cheaper in the market. Come back to disadvantages. ICs are sophisticated. Okay. Additionally, I am going to tell third generation computers advantages. Less electricity consumption. It takes less electricity. Next, general purpose computer. It has used for general purpose also. Smaller in size as compared to second generation. Third generation computers size is smaller to comparing to second generation. Heat generation were rare. The heat is also very rare. More reliable. Next, come back to disadvantages. Very advanced technology was required to make the ICs. If you want to make IC, we can use advanced technology. That is one of the drawback. Next point, air conditioning was required in many cases due to ICs. In third generation computers, we have used an ICs. For ICs, AC is important for cooling purpose. These are all the disadvantages. Coming back to this slide, fourth generation computers, period 1971 to present. The microprocessor brought the fourth generation of computers as thousands of integrated circuits were built onto a single silicon chip. In fourth generation computers, the microprocessors are replaced in the place of ICs. Next point is the Intel 4004 chip developed in 1971 located all the components of the computer. Next point, from the central processing unit and memory to input output controls on a single chip. Fourth generation computers also saw the development the mouse and handheld devices. Okay, we can discuss fourth generation computers. Advantages: they were developed for totally general purpose use. You can use fourth generation computers for general purpose, smaller in size and much reliable than other generation computers. Comparing to other generation computers, the fourth generation computers size is very small. The heat generation was negligible. It will produce very little heat. It is negligible. No cooling system required in many cases of fourth generation computers. In fourth generation computers, it doesn't need the cooling. Possible and cheaper than older versions. After introducing microprocessors in fourth generation computers, the prices are fallen very low. That means the computer we can purchase much cheaper. Fourth generation computers was much faster than old generations. By using microprocessors, the speed is very fast comparing to other generations. Next point, graphic users interface guide technology was exploited to offer more comfort to users. PCs became more affordable and widespread during this period. After implementing microprocessors, there is a lot of computer side production done. A lot of people are using computers in fourth generation computers. Less repair time and maintenance cost. In fourth generation computers, less repair and the maintenance cost is very low. Next point, they were developed for commercial production as well as it will be used the commercial purpose also. Next point, all types of high-level languages can be used in this type of computers. In fourth generation computers, we can run any high-level languages. Next, compared to disadvantages of the fourth generation computers, the very advanced technology was required to fabricate it to the ICs. Next point, high quality and reliable system or technology can also make the ICs. Next point, cooler is required. That means fan we can require. The latest technology is required for the manufacturing of microprocessors. If we want to manufacturing the microprocessors, we need latest technology. Next, come back to fifth generation computers. Fifth generation computers devices based on artificial intelligence are still development, though there are some applications such as voice recognition, the use of parallel processing and superconductors is helping to make artificial intelligence a reality. The goal of fifth generation computing is to develop devices. The advantages of the fifth generation computers are their intelligence. That means intelligence robots that could see their environment and could be programmed to carry out certain tasks without step-by-step instructions. The robot should be able to decide for itself how to task should be accomplished based on the observations it made of its environment. Next advantage is technology advance. VLSI and ULSI. The period of the fifth generation is in 1982 till date. In this fifth generation, VLSI technology become ULSI. That means ultra large scale integration technology, resulting in the production of microprocessor chips having 10 million electronic components. These are all the advantages. Next, disadvantages of the fifth generation computers are they tend to be sophisticated and complex tools. They can give more power to companies to watch what you are doing and even allow them to infect your computers. Okay, now these are all about generation computers. Thank you.